attack helicopters were once some of the most terrifying machines on the battlefield, flying low behind terrain, popping up, firing anti-tank missiles, disappearing before anyone could react. The Apache became the symbol of that era, and honestly, we love attack helicopters, which makes what we're about to say genuinely painful. Modern warfare is making their traditional mission increasingly dangerous, and the warning signs appeared over 20 years ago. Before we get into it, if you're finding value in these breakdowns, hitting like and subscribing to Reach Defense Media genuinely helps us keep putting this kind of coverage out. We'd really appreciate it. Iraq, March 23rd, 2003. The U.S. Army sent 32 Apaches to strike the Medina Division near Karbala, find armor, destroy it, escape, exactly what the Apache was built for. Instead, it became a disaster. Iraqi ground fire damaged 31 of the 32 aircraft. One was shot down, both pilots captured. The regiment failed to engage the force it was sent to destroy and took 30 days to restore full capability. The Army describes Karbala as one of the major failures of the early campaign. The lesson wasn't that the Apache was useless, it was that attack helicopters couldn't be thrown into a heavily defended battlefield and expected to survive. The U.S. adapted. Helicopters increasingly operated within a larger system involving intelligence, artillery, and suppression of enemy air defenses. When the environment was made permissive, the Apache became devastating again. Then Ukraine happened, and the battlefield got considerably worse. Ukraine is a nightmare for traditional attack helicopters. Drones everywhere, MANPADS, short-range air defenses, electronic warfare, persistent surveillance, dense sensor networks that see almost everything. Russia's experience tells the story. RAW-SI estimates roughly 17% of the helicopter force at Hostomel was lost, with most being attack types. As the war continued, Ka-52, Mi-24, and Mi-28 losses mounted. Russian helicopters were pushed progressively farther from the front line, conducting standoff attacks rather than the low-flying predatory strikes they were designed for. The attack helicopter was becoming a flying missile launcher, which raises an uncomfortable question about what the point actually is. Modern warfare doesn't just have better missiles, it has drones. A cheap drone can detect a helicopter's movement, locate its position, and assist targeting. The battlefield is saturating with sensors, and once you're detected, you can be targeted. The helicopter's traditional advantages, terrain masking, hovering, staying close to the fight, are becoming liabilities. America is already responding. In 2024, the U.S. Army canceled its Future Attack Reconnaissance Aircraft Program, FARA, redirecting resources toward unmanned systems and explicitly citing how rapidly warfare was changing. But the Apache isn't going away, and we don't think it should. The future might be an Apache that doesn't go in alone. A swarm of drones goes ahead, hunting air defenses, identifying targets, forcing the enemy to reveal positions. The helicopter becomes the heavily armed centerpiece, while unmanned systems become its eyes and disposable wingmen. Another proposed solution is flying higher. The problem is that defeats the entire point. The attack helicopter's greatest advantage is terrain masking, flying low, hiding behind hills, popping up, firing, disappearing. Fly higher and radar sees you more easily, longer range defenses become relevant, and you've surrendered the terrain that was keeping you alive. The paradox is real. Fly low and you enter increasingly lethal short-range defenses. Fly high and you lose the core advantage that made helicopters worth building. Attack helicopters aren't obsolete, but the traditional attack helicopter probably is. The future isn't an Apache hunting tanks alone. It's an Apache surrounded by drones, plugged into electronic warfare networks, launching weapons from farther away than before. We hope that evolution happens, because we genuinely love these machines. But if keeping an attack helicopter alive requires flying it higher, keeping it farther back, and surrounding it with an entire network of supporting systems, at some point you have to ask, are we adapting the helicopter to the future or slowly eliminating everything that made it special? That may be the real future of attack helicopters. Ensure you subscribe to Reach Defense Media for more content like this.